It's helpful to get started by opening Moodle and deciding where you're going to post your video once you've recorded it. Don't forget to turn editing on. Scroll to the point in the page where you'd like to insert your video. Click the Add an Activity or Resource link. Choose URL from the palette. The entries are alphabetical. And name your lecture. Next, you're going to leave your cursor clicked down in the external URL field. This way, it's ready to paste the link to your video once you've completed it. The next step in the process is to open your PowerPoint presentation that you'd like to record. Get your notes ready and assembled, and work your way through the presentation so that you feel comfortable giving it. You're going to give your presentation just as you would in class. Don't worry about sounding perfect. Don't worry about having disfluencies, ers and ums, or coughing or sneezing. These are all natural, and this is not a polished television production. This is simply a version of a lecture that students can access when they can't come to campus. As you're going through your presentation, consider length and determine how you can break it up into 10-minute chunks. The free video recorder that you'll use has a 10-minute limit on videos that are created with a free account. Also, pedagogically, it's a good idea to give students a rest every 10 minutes so that they can take a break from the video, or if they need to stop and watch again later. So try to consider a natural point to pause or break the video up. Once you've thought through and made notes of the process, gathered your lecture notes, you're simply going to use the Slide Show tab to begin viewing your presentation as a slideshow, just as you would if you were presenting in class. So you'll click the From Beginning button in the upper left-hand side of the screen, and your presentation will appear full screen on your desktop. Next, now that you're prepared what you're going to record, which is your presentation, you're going to go using the internet to Screencast-O-Matic.com. That's Screen, Screen, CAST dash O dash MATIC.com. And you can do that by simply clicking on your browser, and you probably still have your URL and Moodle page open. So you'll just add a new tab, and in that new tab, you can go to Screencast-O-Matic. You can see right here, this is the URL, Screencast-O-Matic.com. This is the Screencast-O-Matic recording screen. You'll click the blue Record for Free button. And then you'll click the Launch Free Recorder button. You may be asked or directed to launch an exe file. Those instructions will appear in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Just follow them so that you can launch the recorder. Now you'll see that the Screencast-O-Matic Recorder is a layer on top of your screen. you'll see that there is a dotted black and white line that is showing the border of the area that will be recorded. Over here in the left-hand side of your screen is the recording palette. It defaults to recording just the screen. If you would like to record the screen with yourself speaking, you can click the Both button, and a small window will appear that includes your face as you're talking. Once you're prepared, take a look at these commands here. The Record button is what you'll click to begin recording, and that will be replaced once you begin recording with a Pause button. Here you can cancel if you want to stop what you're doing, and there are some settings and edit commands that we won't get into today. Once you begin recording, you can pause if you need to take a minute to gather your thoughts, and you can hit stop when you are completely finished. So I'll give an example now. I'm going to pull my PowerPoint back up by just clicking on the icon in the toolbar. And here is my presentation, all ready to record. And you can see right now the toolbar of my computer is blocking, but right there is the record button. So I'm going to click that button. You can just see the top of it, but I know it's there. I'll get a 3 countdown. Now I'll begin recording as though I were giving a talk or a lecture in class, not worrying too much if I have to take a moment to pause. If I do feel that I need to pause to gather my thoughts, I'll move my cursor down here and simply click the pause button. That gives me a moment to gather materials I need or browse back and forth in the presentation, whatever I might need to do. And then to resume, I'll simply click the record button again, and I'll get another countdown to get started. Now I'll just simply begin as though I were presenting. This is a summary response essay. And I'm just clicking on the screen to advance the PowerPoint as I ordinarily would. Talking in a natural voice, clicking my way through. When I have finished with my lecture and I'm ready to stop recording, I'll move my mouse back to the bottom lower corner and hit the pause button again. Then you'll notice that you can roll your mouse over to the right and you will see a Done button. If you want to throw away your recording and begin again, you can click the trash can. But if you do, you will lose all the work that you've done. You can click the Done button, and when you do that, you're going to have 3 options, and you want to choose the Quick Share option here in the center of the palette. When you use Quick Share, Screencast-O-Matic creates an instant link to that video, and that video will be posted online on the Screencast-O-Matic site. But in order to get to that video, someone will have to have the link that you've created right here. As you can see, the link that was created is automatically copied into your computer's memory. So now we'll go back to our Moodle page, clicking on the tab here, and it says Editing URL because if you remember, we were creating a link. And now I'll put my cursor in that external URL field and I will paste it. And you can see I have now pasted the Screencast-O-Matic link into the Moodle URL box. I'll scroll down to the bottom of my Moodle commands and hit save and return to course. Now I'm going to close Screencast-O-Matic, and I'll close the entire program, and I'll look here at the link that I've added, how to respond to an article. Now, one thing I usually like to do is click the pencil and edit this, and I add the word video so that my students know that this is a video that they watch. If you are having a multi-part lecture, you can name it right here, Part 1, and etc. as you add videos. So now my video is labeled, and if I click on it, you'll see that a video screen appears, and I'll click the play arrow, and you can see that there are controls here so students can pause the video, they can go back, they can drag the slider back and forth, and they can adjust the volume. Once you're done watching the video, simply close the box and you're back at your Moodle page. So that is the process for recording a PowerPoint lecture using Screencast-O-Matic and posting it to Moodle. You can use this same technique to capture anything that you do on your screen. Screencast-O-Matic will record another video that's playing on the screen. It will record you using software, browsing the internet, showing articles from the internet or the scholarly databases, etc. So I hope you'll give it a try and create your first video using Screencast-O-Matic.